In this video, we're going to go over how to write an argumentative body paragraph with exclamations. So for our topic sentence, notice how we need to restate and answer the question. And our question is, should kids play football? So if we think about this, we need to choose a side. So either we're going to be on the yes side, kids should play football, or the no side, kids shouldn't play football. I'm going to go with the yes side. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my should and I'm going to move it over and I'm going to put kids should play football. Next thing I need to do is I'm on my evidence section in my outline and I'm going to go back to the article and I'm going to find a piece of text evidence that proves that kids should play football. Notice how our goal is to use one paraphrased piece of text evidence and one quoted piece of text evidence. Doesn't matter which order we go in, but we want one of each. So I'm looking through my article and I'm trying to find a spot that proves that kids should play football. And I think I'm going to start with paraphrasing. So remember, when we paraphrase, we want to put something that the author says in our own ideas. And remember, when we paraphrase, the bigger the section, the easier it is to paraphrase. So I'm going to take this whole section right here and I'm going to put that into my own words. So if we go back to our outline, notice the first thing we need to do is we need to use a sentence starter to give credit to the text. And that takes us to our sentence starter page that's in our interactive notebook. Notice this top section here, this is for paraphrasing. So if we're going to paraphrase, we use any of these from the top section. If we're going to quote, we're going to use any of these from the bottom section. So since I'm paraphrasing, I am going to focus up top this time. And I can use any of these. I'm going to go with author states. So that means I'm going to go back. Notice how my author is Jennifer Schatz, so I'm just going to say Schatz states. Now I'm ready to put that section into my own words. Now remember, when I'm doing this, I can't change the author's ideas. I need to keep the same ideas, but I'm just going to word it so it sounds like my own words. So I'm going to say something like, Schatz states that football is the center of most communities. It gives people in the towns something to look forward to on Friday nights. Next thing I need to do is I'm going to explain. Now this is probably the toughest part of a body paragraph because exclamations are our own ideas to prove how our text evidence proves our opinion. And notice we do have our sentence starters here to kind of get us started, and we're just trying to argue why this text evidence is so important that kids should play football. I'm going to use one of my sentence starters. I'm going to say something like, this shows that football is a sport that a lot of people support. It brings a community together, which means it also brings kids and adults together. This allows kids to feel a strong connection to their community, which will allow them to feel a part of something. Now, a couple things. First of all, I'm trying to show you what a deep exclamation looks like. I don't expect this level from you guys, but what I do want to see is at least one sentence that is your opinion to try to prove how this text evidence proves the topic sentence, so how it proves your opinion. Okay, now that we have that, we're ready to find another piece of text evidence that proves that kids should play football. This time I'm going to quote because I paraphrased once. So I'm going to go back to my article and I'm going to actually quote this section. Now remember, when we quote, the first thing we need to do is we need to give credit to our text, and we're on the bottom section now because we're quoting. And notice really the only difference between the top and the bottom is the bottom we need a page number. So whenever we quote, we need a page number, and then we can either use a title or the author. I'm going to use the author again. I'm just going to use my first one where it says on page blank, author says. So I'm going to go back and see where my quote came from, and it looks like my quote came from page 11. So I'm going to put on page 11, Schatz says, and now I'm ready to quote. Remember, when we quote, we need to use the author's exact words. I can't even change one word. So it's going to be a word for word. So I'm going to do a Windows snap. Actually, this is a Mac snap because it's a Mac. But if you were writing on your computer, what I recommend is doing a snap like this, where you have the article on one side and you have your outline or paper on the other side. And then you can use the exact words. Okay, and I'm going to use that where I have it boxed in word for word. I'm going to put, of course, there are many wonderful aspects of football. Young athletes learn discipline, focus, teamwork, skills that will help them be successful later in life. Now that I have that, I'm ready to explain. So I'm making a blue sentence to explain how does this text evidence prove that kids should play football. I'm going to go back to my sentence starters, and I might put something like this proves playing football will develop skills in kids that will help them all throughout life. These skills will help an adult be successful later in school, at their job, and in relationships, which will help them live a healthy and happy life. I'm just trying to show you, this would be like a level 3 exclamation. We talked about our 3 levels on our rubric. This is a level 3, and I don't expect you to be here yet, maybe by the end of the year, but what I do want you to do is at least have one sentence to prove to me, that is your ideas and your opinions, to prove how does the text evidence prove your topic sentence or your opinion. Now that we've done this, we're pretty much done. All we have to do is convert this to a paragraph. So my topic sentence is kids should play football. That's going to be the first sentence in my paragraph. Then we're going to give credit to the text just like we did before. So we're going to put Schott states that football is the center of most communities. It gives people in town something to look forward to on Friday nights. Then we're going to move to our exclamation. This shows that football is a sport that a lot of people support. It brings community together and also brings kids and adults together. This allows kids to feel a strong connection to the community, which will allow them to feel a part of something worthwhile. Ready for my next text evidence on page 11, Schott says, and then I'm going to write my quote. And our last sentence is going to be our last text evidence. Okay, so again, what this is this is a good example of a well-written body paragraph. I don't expect you to have all this when you're writing. This is a really good example. What I do expect is I expect one sentence for each component of our outline. So we need to restate and answer the question. You need one piece of paraphrase text evidence, one piece of quoted text evidence, and at least one sentence after each piece of text evidence that is your opinion to prove how your text evidence proves your opinion. If you have any questions, please stop and see me, or you can send me a message on Google Classroom. Otherwise, please, after watching this video, fix the comments that I left in your paper, and then come up at lunch during Wednesday, and you can retake this paper by writing a different body paragraph.